Welcome back to LEEA Appointed Person course, Part 2. In this part, we will discuss some important lifting accessories that are commonly used in rigging and lifting operations. 1. Chain sling. First, we have the chain sling. These are made of high-strength alloy steel chains, and they are very durable for lifting heavy loads. Chain slings can be single leg, double leg, or multi-leg, depending on the lifting requirement. They are preferred in industries where the load is hot, sharp, or rough, because chain can handle tough conditions. 2. Web sling. Next, we have web slings. These are made from polyester or nylon fabric, and they are lightweight, flexible, and protect the load from scratches. Web slings are suitable for delicate loads, but they must be inspected carefully because they can get damaged by sharp edges, heat, or chemicals. 3. Shackles. Third, we have shackles. A shackle is a connecting link used to join lifting accessories or to connect a sling to a load. They come mainly in two types: Bow shackles and Dee shackles. Always check the shackle, S working load limit, WLL, and ensure it is properly marked before use. 4. Eye bolts. Next is the eye bolt. Eye bolts are lifting points fitted into the load to attach slings or hooks. There are different types, such as collared eye bolts, dynamo eye bolts, and swivel eye bolts. They must always be tightened properly and never side-loaded unless designed for that purpose. 5. Spreader beam or lifting beam. Finally, we have spreader beams or lifting beams. These are used to lift long or large loads safely by spreading the slings apart and reducing side loading on the lifting points. Spreader beams are essential when handling heavy, bulky, or delicate loads where stability is critical. These are the most common lifting accessories used in lifting operations. In the next slides, we will go into detail about each accessory, its selection, inspection, and safe usage. Now, let us talk about a very important concept in lifting accessories: the factor of safety. The factor of safety is mainly for the manufacturer, not for the user. It is the ratio between the minimum braking load and the working load limit, WLL. For example, if a shackle has a braking load of 50 tons and the working load limit is 10 tons, then the factor of safety is 5.1. Standards and factors of safety. Different lifting accessories have different safety factors, as per standards. BS 818 chain sling, factor of safety, is 4.1, BS 134 4. Wire rope. Slings, factor of safety is 5.1, BS 13889. Shackles, factor of safety is 5.1, BS 1492. Web slings, factor of safety is 7.1, BS 13155. Lifting beams or spreader beams, factor of safety is 3.1 or higher. Buries, BS 4278. Eye bolts, factor of safety is 5.1. So remember, as users, we don't need to calculate the braking load or safety factor ourselves, because that is already considered by the manufacturer. Our responsibility is to use the equipment within the working load limit, WLL, as clearly marked on the accessory. Never exceed the WLL, because the factor of safety is only a backup margin for manufacturing, not for misuse. Now let's discuss chain slings, which are covered under the British standard BS 818. Chain slings are one of the most commonly used lifting accessories in heavy industries. 1. Factor of safety. As per BS 818, the factor of safety for chain slings is 4.1. That means the chain AS minimum braking load is at least 4 times the working load limit. 2. Steel grade. Chain slings are manufactured from high-strength alloy steel. The minimum steel grade required is grade 8, also known as grade 80. This ensures the sling is strong enough to handle heavy loads safely. 3. EWL. Effective working length. The term EWL, or effective working length, is also important. This means the measured length of the chain sling. taken from the inside of one master link at the top down to the inside of the lower terminal fitting, like a hook. EWL is used to identify and certify the sling, and it must be clearly marked on the sling's tag. Closing. So to summarize, a chain sling, as per BS 818, has a 4.1 safety factor, is made of grade 80 alloy steel, and must have its effective working length properly identified. In the next part, we will look at inspection and safe use of chain slings. Now let's talk about web slings, which are covered under the British Standard BS 1492. Web slings are widely used because they are lightweight, flexible, and protect loads from damage. But they must be checked carefully before use. 1. Factor of safety. As per BS 1492, the factor of safety for web slings is 7.1. That means the sling can handle 7 times more than its working load limit. But remember, this is for manufacturing safety. As users, we should never exceed the WLL. 2. 3 important checks. First, the tag. Always check the sling's identification tag. The tag must show the working load limit, effective working length, manufacturer details, and standard compliance. Second, the black stitching lines. Each sling has black stitching lines running along its body. These lines indicate the sling's capacity. For example, 1 line equals 1 ton, 2 lines equal 2 tons, and so on. Third, the color code. Web slings are manufactured in different colors. Each color represents a specific capacity. For example, violet, 1 ton. Green, 2 tons. Yellow, 3 tons. Gray, 4 tons. Red, 5 tons. Brown, 6 tons. Blue, 8 tons. Orange, 10 tons. 3. Notes. The tag color indicates the material of the sling. The belt color indicates the capacity or width of the sling. Closing. So for web slings, always remember, check the tag, count the black stitching lines, and confirm the color code before using it for any lifting operation. Now let us take a closer look at the tag and the material of web slings. 1. Tag color code. The tag color on a web sling is not about the capacity. It actually indicates the material of the sling. This helps the user quickly identify what the sling is made of, so they can use it in the right working environment. 2. Web sling material. Web slings are usually made from synthetic materials such as nylon or polyester. Nylon slings are very strong and flexible, absorb shock loads well, but not suitable in acidic environments. Polyester slings owe a lower stretch compared to nylon excellent resistance to acids and UV light often preferred for outdoor use and chemical environments. Because of these advantages, polyester slings are commonly favored in lifting operations. So always check the tag color to confirm the sling's material. Using the wrong material in the wrong environment can cause early failure and unsafe lifting conditions. Next, let's discuss wire rope slings, which are covered under the British Standard BS 13414. Wire rope slings are widely used in lifting because they offer both strength and flexibility. But before using them, we need to check some important points. 1. Factor of safety. As per BS 13414, the factor of safety for wire rope slings is 5.1. This means the breaking load of the rope is 5 times greater than the working load limit. 2. 3 important checks. First, the core. Wire ropes have either a steel core or a fiber core. A steel core, IWRC, provides more strength and higher resistance. A fiber core, FC, provides more flexibility, making the rope easier to handle. Second, the number of strands. Each wire rope is made up of several strands. You must always check how many strands the rope has, because more strands usually mean better flexibility. Third, the number of wires in each strand. Each strand is further made up of multiple small wires. The number of wires in each strand affects both the strength and the flexibility of the rope. Why? Fewer, thicker wires, higher strength, less flexibility. More, thinner wires, more flexibility, but less abrasion resistance. Note recap: steel core, strength, fiber core, flexibility. So before using a wire rope sling, always check the core type, the number of strands, and the number of wires per strand to ensure you are using the right sling for the right lifting operation. Next, let's talk about shackles, which are covered under BS 130A89. Shackles are one of the most important connecting accessories in rigging and lifting operations. 1. Factor of safety. As per BS 13889, shackles have a factor of safety of 5.1. That means the minimum braking load is 5 times the working load limit. 2. Types of shackles, D shackles. D shackles are shaped like the letter D. They are designed to take load in a straight line and must not be side-loaded. That's why a D shackle should only be used with a maximum of 1 sling. Bow shackles. Bow shackles are rounded in shape, like an O. Because of the larger bow, they allow more space for connections. That's why a bow shackle can connect up to 2 slings at a time. But even here, care must be taken to avoid side-loading. So remember the simple rule: D shackles, maximum 1 sling. Bow shackles, maximum 2 slings. Always check the markings, working load limit, and condition of the shackle before using it. Next, let's discuss beams, which are covered under the standard BS 13155. Beams are lifting accessories used to handle large, heavy, or awkward loads safely. 1. Factor of safety. As per BS 13155, beams must have a factor of safety of 3.1 or higher. That means their minimum braking load is at least 3 times greater than the working load limit. 2. Types of beams. Lifting beam. A lifting beam is designed to take the load directly from a central lifting point. It distributes the load evenly and reduces stress on the lifting equipment. Spreader beam. A spreader beam is different. It uses 2 lifting points with a top sling arrangement. This design spreads the slings apart and reduces side-loading on the load's lifting points. Spreader beams are especially useful for long or large loads. 3. Standard and recommendation. As per the standard, the beam capacity must always be greater than or equal to the load being lifted. But a common recommendation is that the beam should be designed for 140% of the load, or 1.4 times the load, to ensure extra safety during lifting. So in short, lifting beams and spreader beams must comply with BS 13155 with at least a 3.1 safety factor and ideally should be designed for 1.4 times the load for maximum safety. Finally, let's look at eye bolts, which are covered under the standard BS 4278. Eye bolts are lifting points that allow slings, hooks, or shackles to be connected to a load. 1. Factor of safety. As per BS 4278, all eye bolts must have a factor of safety of 5.1. That means the minimum braking load is 5 times the working load limit. 2. Types of eye bolts. Regular or plain eye bolts. These are the most basic type. They are designed for straight vertical lifts only. Side loading can bend or break them. Shoulder eye bolts. These have a shoulder or collar at the base. They can handle both vertical loads and some angular loads, but within limits. Swivel eye bolts. Swivel eye bolts are designed to rotate 360 degrees. They are very safe for angular lifts because they align themselves automatically with the load direction. Machinery eye bolts. These are often threaded directly into equipment or machines. They provide a secure lifting point for heavy machinery during installation or maintenance. Lag eye bolts. Lag eye bolts are usually screwed into wood or softer materials. They are commonly used for lighter loads or non-industrial purposes. So always remember, choose the correct type of eye bolt based on the load and lifting angle. Plain eye bolts are only for straight lifts. Shoulder and swivel eye bolts are safer for angular lifts, and machinery eye bolts are common for fixed equipment. In this part of the course, we covered the major lifting accessories used in rigging and lifting operations. We learned about chain slings, made of grade 80 steel, 4.1 safety factor. Web slings, lightweight and flexible, 7.1 safety factor. Wire rope slings, strong and versatile, 5.1 safety factor. Shackles, connecting links with 5.1 safety factor. Arco beams, lifting and spreader beams as per BS 13155, 3.1 safety factor. Eye bolts, different types, all with 5.1 safety factor. The key takeaway is always check the standard, safety factor, tag markings, and condition of the accessory before use. Never exceed the working load limit, WLL. The factor of safety is for the manufacturer, not for misuse. With correct selection, inspection, and usage, we can ensure safe and efficient lifting operations. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notifications for the next videos in this LEEA course.